Mathematicians. I'm so glad you could join me today. So today we're going to talk about area and perimeter, and we're going to investigate whether it's possible for two unlike shapes to have the same area but a different perimeter. Is that possible? I don't know. Let's find out. You might remember area and perimeter from some of my earlier lessons this year. Uh, we're going to just quickly review what they are and how to find them, and then we're gonna do some measuring and see what we come up with. So what we're going to use today is really one of my favorite things to use in the classroom. I am going to shrink my little screen here. Here I go. It's these things. I am sure that most of you have seen these in at least one or two of your classrooms over the years. They are called exactly what they look like. They are called colored tiles. That is exactly what they are. And they're the coolest thing. I really love working with them. You can do a ton of things with them. I like them mostly because they help us learn about math, and anything that helps me learn about math is priceless in my book. So I'm going to, I don't have any colored tiles here in my house, so I made some because I'm awesome like that. I made these little tiles in my Word document here just for the purposes of that lesson, or today's lesson. So I'm going to make two shapes really quickly. Let's see. I think I want to make rectangles. So I'm going to smush these colored tiles together. I think first I'm going to do maybe like a short, wide rectangle here. Let's just smush them. They're not going to be perfect because I'm using my laptop and all I have to work with here is a trackpad. I don't even have a mouse. So there, that's going to be my first shape right there. I'm going to do a rectangle for my second shape too, but I think I want to do a long skinny one this time. This reminds me of that game. It's called Snake. It was like the very first cell phone game. Anyway, it had a really long snake, but because the technology wasn't that great, it was very pixelated and looked like a bunch of boxes stuck together. It's okay if you haven't heard of it. It's been a while. Ask your parents, they'll know. Played Snake for hours. Okay, so there is my second shape. And there I have two rectangles made with my colored tiles. So let's look at my first shape here and see, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention, so one of the coolest things about colored tiles is that every single one is exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. It's the coolest thing ever because unless I'm using standard units of measurement, I don't even need a ruler. Hello. I can just know that each tile is 1 inch, and that is fantastic. So it would be really cool to compare our measurements, to like measure it in centimeters and see how that compares to our inches, but just for the purpose of today's lesson, we're using inches. So here we go. So who remembers, let's think about this. Area is a measurement of what's inside of a shape, and perimeter is a measurement on what's outside of a shape. So let's not forget that. Those are two important things to remember as we move forward in this investigation. I'm going to scooch things down a little bit because we're going to do our little area calculation right here. So to find the area is equal to the length of something, I'm going to use an L, times the width of something. And so the area of this piece, we're just going to plug these numbers in. We have to find the length. What's the length? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, the length is 6 inches. So we have to multiply that by the width. And the width, let's count. 1, 2. The width is 2. I don't want to keep you guys too long, so I'm going to kind of rush through things here. So we all know 6 times 2 is 12. So the area of this first shape is 12 squared inches. I'm going to make sure and label my answers, people. Label your answers. Okay, next, to find the perimeter of a shape, we need to measure the distance all the way around it. So, the perimeter of a shape is both of the lengths. So we have a length on this side and a length on this side. So L plus L plus, oh, now we have to do both of the widths. Width, oops, plus width. So another thing that you'll learn, I mean, there are formulas for this. We could also say the length times 2 and the width times 2. Anyway, we're just going to do addition today. So let's plug in those numbers that we just talked about when looking for the area. We found out that the length of this shape was 6. But not only are there 6 here, there are 6 on this side also. So there are 2 lengths, and they are 6 and 6. Now we have to add those to both sides for the width. Remember, a rectangular shape has 4 sides. So in order to find the perimeter, we have to punch in a number for every one of those 4 sides. So we know, look right here, we found the width earlier, it's 2. So we're going to add 2 for that side on the left, and we're going to add another 2 for what's on the right. Now we can add all of those together, and we find out that the perimeter is what? 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 would be 14, plus 2 more would be 16. The perimeter of this rectangle is 16 inches. There we go. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it down here. Of course, we're going to have different numbers. So let's get rid of those. Okay, so for this second shape, area is length times width. Well, let's find out what those measurements are. The length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know the length is 12, and we're going to multiply that by the width. Let's go back up here. What was the width? Oh, the width of this first one was 2. That is not the width of the second shape. It's only 1. So the area is 12 times 1. And what is 12 times 1? It's 12, of course. The area of the second rectangle is 12 squared inches. Let's find out what the perimeter is. Remember, we've got a length on the top and a length on the bottom here. So our 2 lengths, we already know because we just counted it. They are 12 and 12. We have to add those to our widths on both ends. 1, and over here on the right is 1. So 1 and another 1. And now we have to add those together to find the measurement that is the perimeter. 12 plus 12, well, hey, that's 24. Plus 1 more is 25. Plus 1 more is 26. So the perimeter of the second shape is 26 inches. So let's compare notes on these 2 shapes. The area of the first shape was 12 square inches. Was that the same? I kind of want to write these the same. There, that makes me feel better. Okay. The area of the first shape was 12 square inches. Was that the same as the second shape? Yes, indeed, it was the same. So we know that these two shapes, even though they're different, they can have the same area. Can they have different perimeters? Let's find out. The perimeter of that first shape was 16 inches, and the perimeter of the second shape is 26 inches. So there you have it, folks. The answer to our investigation is yes, a big yes. Two different shapes can have the same area and different perimeters. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.